Hi, I'm Kelly Heath and welcome to this office yoga series. This routine focuses on the hips and the low back. Most of us spend a lot of time sitting in chairs, and so we'll spend a few moments here grounding down and getting the blood flow moving. So you can come standing and bring your feet at least hip width apart, if not wider. You can bend into your knees and straighten just a few rounds just to feel what we're really up to here. Bend and straighten, and then as you come down and in, if you want to bring the arms up, or if you want to rest the hands in prayer at the heart, you can even rest the hands on the thighs. This really is about the legs. So as you inhale, the hips lower down an inch or two. As you exhale, the hips lift an inch or two. So a few rounds, inhales they lower, and exhales they lift. So see if you can come into this smooth, steady breath as you rise and fall in your legs. So we are attempting to build a little heat in your legs, a little connectivity down into the bones and the muscles, the tissues that often get really stagnant from sitting. So if you're feeling a little heat, that is the point. Just a couple more rounds. You can really feel in, and also the breath. Inhales lower, exhales lift. One more. Good, and you can come all the way up. And just drop your hands by your sides. If you want to go a little wider in your stance, we're going to take the hips over to the left, back behind you, the right, and forward. So you're just making big circles with the hips, spinning, and you can feel the fibers up through the low back and the side hips as you move through. If you want to keep the hips smaller, the hip circles smaller, or if you want to make them bigger, and then you can change directions. Few rounds of breath as you circle through. And then we're going to come into a lunge. So if you want to step away from your chair, you can actually do it just right here in the middle of the room. If you want to reach the arms to the sky, hands to prayer at the heart. If you're near a wall or the desk, then you can use your desk just to help ground and create stability. The back leg is straight-ish, so you can have a big or a little bend in the knee. Really, we're just attempting to feel the length through that back left heel while the right knee comes forward, and it keeps in this sort of heat building and grounding mode. The root of the tailbone straight down, the crown of the head up. You can give that back left leg a nice few full breaths. And even into the front of this left quadricep, it has a moment to open up through the torso, up through the crown of the head. And then we're going to come almost straightening the front knee. So we tend to want to straighten this one all the way, but keep a little bend in it. And you can again use your desk to fold a little bit, taking your hips up and back. You can use the seat of your chair, the wall, to come halfway forward, or you can come all the way down and in. A few rounds of breath here. And again, keeping this front knee just a little soft, so you can push down through the bones of your legs to draw up and back through that outer right hip. And again, to feel a few rounds of your breath. Come on back up, and we'll change legs. So you can step the other foot forward, hands to prayer at the heart, holding the desk or the chair, and you can even be free in the middle of the room. And again, that back knee a little bit bent or somewhere in between there and straight, pressing through the back heel, crown of the head lengthening, and you're breathing. So really it's just a simple lunge pose, but with quite a bit of potency for the hips and the low back. Really opening up the back line of the leg and also the front of that quadricep and up into the hip flexors that get really tight from sitting. Another breath or two. If you want to keep it simple and just drop the hands down, you can do that too. And then we're going to come into that forward bend where you start to really take the hips up and back, reaching forward through the heart. And again, you can use a wall, a desk, the base of your chair to come halfway forward so you feel right about where you feel the hamstring stretch. You can just stay there. If it feels like you want to come all the way down and in, again, you're bending in that front knee, drawing the hips up and back. Breath in and out through the nose. Emptying out some of that tension we carry in the hips and the low back. One more breath. And then bend into the front knee and come on back up. For this last one, we're going to come seated on the base of your chair. So you can actually snug your booty all the way to the back of your chair, almost where the crease meets the seat. We're going to come into a version of what we call half pigeon. So you can take your right ankle to your left knee and hold the base of your chair, or the edges of your chair, and think of drawing the hips back as you lift the heart up right here. Or if you want to lift through the heart and begin to relax your forearms to your shin bone. Try to resist rounding the spine. This is what causes a lot of the tightness in our hips and low back. It's better just to keep the tailbone in the crease of your chair and the heart forward and up. And you'll see what I mean immediately in that outer hip. And then give that outer hip a few breaths. Unwinding. Just let your breath sort of empty out whatever it is that might have collected there. Tension, emotion, just time sitting maybe. And then rise up and change. Come over to the other side. Left ankle to right knee. Again, draw the tailbone, the hips into the base of the chair. Pull the heart up. And again, you might be like, this is good town right here, so just stay here. Or if you want to keep the heart up, you take the forearms to that shin. And again, resist the rounding that we're so used to sort of living in that position. Keep the heart forward and up. It's almost like you're lifting in the heart and lifting in the tailbone. And then wash the breath through. So almost like you're trying to melt any tension, any of that rock-like energy we hold in the outer hip. The exhale becomes an exit door. Two more breaths. Last full round of breath. You can rise up. You have new hips and a new low back. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you check out our other short yoga videos in our office yoga series.